We are no longer bound by geographic locations. Working online, working from home, working across border lines is a way that we know work can be done, and work can be done well. And I'm not saying always, in all situations, for all companies, for all positions, simply that we know that this is a viable way of working, which leads us to get curious about the decisions we're making on the future of work at our company. For leadership to be able to ask themselves the question, am I being rigid? When we entered into the pandemic and work from home was a requirement for many people, several of those individuals that work in the same or similar field as I do, we were called in to organizations to do presentations and workshops on how to flourish in the virtual and remote space, how to lead from the virtual and remote space. And we were asked to do this because there was a gap that was identified by leadership. They didn't feel that they could trust their employees to work from home where they couldn't be seen. Now, 18 months later, we're having conversations about the return to bricks and mortar. Those conversations are in full swing, and employees are now speaking up about their desires to have flexibility from where they work. Now, some of this speak might be falling on rigid leadership ears, which is a bad combination. When employees are asking for something that leadership is refusing to consider or make accommodations for. And we need to ask ourselves as leaders, am I creating dissonance? In the age where there are no longer boundaries based on geographical location for where we work, which means, the boundaries where I can work as an employee are slowly erasing, which gives me as the employee the opportunity to apply for work elsewhere. If I can't get what I want and need from here, then I can go elsewhere and find it. And if this is how we're operating, are we ready for the tidal wave of resignations that come from rigid leadership behaviors? And if you want to avoid creating dissonance, we need some emotional intelligence skills to come to the forefront. We need emotional self-awareness that we're being rigid, impulse control to avoid making decisions out of that rigidity. We need flexibility, which is adjusting our emotional positioning. We need independence, social responsibility, and problem solving. And that's how we create resonance in our workplaces. And that's how we keep our employees.